What is going on, guys? This is Mias and welcome to the Magistus combo video updated featuring the new level 8 monster. I forgot, I think it's Zoroa or something like that. What is going on, guys? This is Mias and welcome to the Magistus deck profile. Like I said, I just love this deck so much. Really is one of my favorite decks out there in the entire game. Why? Well, you gotta just play the game with any monster except Crowley, obviously. Or if you have Crowley and a discard and something else that doesn't suck, or Crowley with the spells, maybe sometimes you can still play. But the deck is quite consistent, honestly, I want to say. Probably like at least 90% consistency rate, where you don't break too often, and you don't really lose to hand traps that much because your cards are also great at getting yourself follow-up plays, and yeah, you just have some nice extenders, nice searchers. The spell cards are relatively good, not like unfair overpowered, but this is like the main theme of this deck, is that it's good without being like unfair, degenerate, and annoying overall. So yeah, before you start into this deck profile, make sure you leave a like and a subscribe. That would seriously motivate me a lot to keep making videos like these. And now let's jump right into it. So we're playing 3 Crowley, 3 Zora, 3 Endymion, and then 3 Reliona. So the Crowley is an extender. You can send one spellcaster from your hand or face up field to the grave and then special summon it from the hand. And you can also declare an attribute and Crowley becomes that attribute. And in the graveyard, it has the exact same graveyard effect as Reliona, where you can banish it and then equip one of your monsters with a Magistus monster from your graveyard. This matters now because of the passive effect of Zora, where it's kind of like a floodgate where your opponent cannot activate monster effects of the same monster card type as the Magistus in your spell and trap zone, so Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, and Link. And yeah, I mean, it's just a floodgate that shuts down literally every single deck in the entire game. It's absolutely disgusting. So yeah. And then Zora has an effect where you can bring back level 4 spellcasters from your grave or summon from the hand when Zora itself becomes equipped with a monster. And obviously it does, well, with a Magistus monster, I think. And you can equip it with a Magistus from your extra deck anyway, so it kind of just triggers its own effect himself. It's really nice. And obviously 3 Magistus Master of Endymion. This has a worse effect than Zora, but you still have to play as many copies as possible for consistency. And at the end of the day, it still searches you, well, it gets you that Artemis, so you can search literally anything you want. So when you have extenders like Magistus, you can summon from the hand. And yeah, it's better than a double summon, because this is kind of like a worse version of Wheel of the Sam Great. It doesn't summon also from the graveyard, it's really only from the hand, but it's not the end of the world. Anyways, 3 Reliona. This on normal or special, you can actually return, well, you can add a Magistus spell or trap from your deck to your hand, or return a banished level 4 lower spellcaster from your grave, but you're really only using the first effect. I can't really think of like that many instances where you're actually going to be using the return a banished monster from the, to the grave. It really doesn't come up, but searching their Magistus spells and traps, well, I think only traps too. I don't even think there are any actual Magistus traps that don't suck, but yeah. Only playing the spell cards. The only trap is Imperm, which is not much of a trap anyways. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the monster lineup. For the hand traps, 3 Ash, 3 Valor, this is a spellcaster. So sometimes you actually can use it for the discard for Crowley, or you can make Artemis with it and do some plays. And then 3 Magistus Vitra. This is a monster reborn for your Magistus and also has a cool graveyard effect. Tactic Talent, so you can kind of play second or play through hand traps a bit better. Magistus Invocation, so you can make your one-of fusion monster. Spell Power Mastery, this is once per turn, so this is the reason why I'm not playing multiples, but kind of becomes bricky if you play way too many. But you could argue maybe play 2 or 3, because this does have an effect where you can draw 1 card and then put back 1 on the bottom. It's really up to you, to be honest. And yeah, Upstart Goblin, Monster Reborn, just, I don't know, more consistency. And Monster Reborn is, I don't know, kind of random, but it's just there, so you can keep playing despite the hand traps and stuff like that. I don't know if this deck could really abuse Pot of Extravagance, Pot of Prosperity, and Desires. I'm not a big fan, maybe or maybe not. I'm still going to try to look, but Prosperity was kind of weird for me when I tested it, because you really need to have a lot of cards in your extra deck, so yeah. And Desires is weird, because if you banish like 3 of a card, you might just not be able to play. Desires might be like the most logical one. Like the worst case scenario is banishing the one of Invocation, and you can't like fusion summon for the rest of the duel, but it's honestly not that bad. So maybe Desires, if anything. But yeah, anyways, the Magistus Sturgy is also a pretty decent one. Not great though. So I could actually consider cutting this down to maybe 1, so I could incorporate more consistency cards or more board breaking cards. Cosmic Cyclone, I guess, is a semi-board breaking card. Called by the Grave is like a anti-hand trap card or board breaking card, or like a trap card going first. And yeah, Magistus is absolutely needed so you can keep extending. And yeah, the 9th hand trap. So for the extra deck, we're playing the Fusion as one of, and then 2 Zoroa, 2 Varam the Magistus Divinity Dragon. This, you're not really synchro summoning it, honestly. Can't really think of like too many instances where you are synchro summoning this. However, you are synchro summoning Zora really often. This is just like the equip that you have. And then, yeah, Trapeze Magician, this is like the best extender, the best post turn 1 play that you can do to kill your opponent. Bahamut Shark, so you can summon your Toads. And if the Bahamut Shark survives, you can summon a second Toad. Obviously, we have the Ninaruru. That's the name of the Magistus Glass Goddess with 2 Reliona. This is the newer one. You can detach your material spell, summon 1 Magistus monster from your deck, but you are locked under Magistus monsters only for the rest of the turn, for the extra deck, obviously. And it has a cool effect in the spell and trap zone, just like Niniaru, where you can negate an effect monster your opponent controls, and Niniaru, you can destroy it to destroy a spell or trap your opponent controls, I think. But yeah, and then 2 Toad and 3 Artemis, obviously. Artemis has the best effect in the spell and trap zone by far, not even close. And for the idea section, I don't really have much. When I was kind of trying to abuse the Magistus Sturgy, I could actually play Entis, Omega, and other stuff so I can equip like generic cards from my extra deck, but it's honestly not really worth it. And yeah, Secret Village of the Spellcasters is like a really good one. In your side deck, it definitely should be there at as 3 of, because if you can draw it on top of like your full combo, you literally cannot lose at all. Your opponent can't even use like Duster, Lightning Storm, or any of that. So yeah, he's just going to be in front of an actually true unbreakable board. But that's pretty much it for this deck profile. I really hope you guys were able to enjoy and learn a thing or two. Make sure you leave a like, a comment, and a subscribe. That would seriously motivate me a lot to keep making videos like these, and I'll see you next time. Peace.